Good evening. Welcome to Operation Honor. I'm your host tonight. I am Ken Avery, and tonight I have a special guest. Her name's Brittany Michor.
Hi, nice seeing you all.
Brittany, give us a quick little bio about what you do for a living.
So I am the outreach manager here at the Veterans Assistance Commission in DuPage County, where we are providing financial assistance to our veterans who are experiencing hardships or are in need of assistance with like home repairs, auto repairs, some medical expenses that we've done with some case management. And then I also deal with outreach for rally points and different type of events in our community.
How long have you been with K9 now?
K9, I volunteered for almost a decade with K9 For Veterans. I first was introduced to you guys when I volunteered for the Medal of Honor Ellen J. Lynch Foundation.
Okay. So let's talk about a few things that you do. Let's start off with Rally Point. I read a little bit, but I don't really understand it. So what is Rally Point all about?
So it's a comprehensive hub. We do like a one-stop shop for veterans who are experiencing all sorts of burdens, right? So I dealt with veteran suicide crisis lines where some of them were easy resources that needed financial assistance, or even honor flight. So here with our rally points, we offer a VSO on the spot that is doing walk-ins. Normally VSOs are by appointment based, which sets us apart, which we have Illinois Department of Veterans Affairs there. And they're also able to print on the spot disabled veteran hunting and fishing permits, which is pretty cool. And then we have VA Outreach, which is our Lisa Mendez or Jesus Molina from Hines VA Healthcare. They enroll, which is really huge for veterans because I'm a huge thing on prescription costs. It's really huge on families, and instead with VA Healthcare, our veterans can actually get their prescriptions mailed to their houses instead of driving all the way to the doctors and then going to the pharmacy. It's a one-stop shop. They just do it over the phone. So Lisa Mendez is there to hook up our veterans with VA Healthcare and walk them through the process. And then we also have Veteran Legal Society with Ken Allen. He's a veteran himself, but he's also an attorney. So he's been able to sit in, which it's really expensive for an attorney per hour. So to have a veteran and an attorney at the same time at these hubs once a month in 4 different locations is really great. And then we also partner with our local VFWs and American Legions throughout those different townships who provide great support, whether it be memberships or talking about the new legislation and everything that's going on by the Hill.
So how do the veterans find out about this? I mean, the website, or how do they contact you to get involved in all this?
So you can look at our Facebook page with the Veterans Assistance Commission of DuPage County. We also put it on our webpage. We have Dennis, who is out in the VFW in Naperville. He has a huge web page as well of emails. So he sends it out to the American Legion and VFW. We also put it in our board meeting minutes. So each VAC's county's commission sets in a board, and these are also in our minutes. So you can look at our VAC board meeting regarding our rally points, but then also in our community. Like Addison Township, Downers Grove Township, they really publicize it. In Naperville, they put it in their newspaper. And then hearing from you guys that I've volunteered with many different organizations, and they've been spreading the word out.
So you're not just strictly DuPage County.
So I'm financially supported through the VAC or through DuPage County themselves. However, we're on the border cusp of, say, Schaumburg, right? That's in Cook County.
Right.
But we have many of our veterans that are in DuPage County that are members up in the Schaumburg Post. So they ask DuPage VAC to come out and speak to their veterans as well. So depending on where their commanders are and if there's a group of them. So, for example, Will County, they have a fourth of their members are in the Naperville VFW post. So Will County veterans we also see at the rally points, and we refer them to the Will County VAC. So we do get some cross veterans in our county. We don't turn them away, which is great, because then we have Illinois Joining Forces, which is our state referral system. It's the nonprofit for IDVA, and they're at our rally points as well with Michael Smith and Kevin Burke. At times they flip-flop, but we want to make sure that when you come to our rally points, you do not have to be a DuPage County veteran to assist or get those needs met. We will refer you out to those services in your county, and then we'll refer to statewide and then federal level.
Well, you mentioned the Illinois one. What's that all about?
Which one? The Illinois Joining Forces?
Yes.
So they actually have a Northern Summit coming up July 30th. They are a great resource. Megan Everett came back with them. We're doing huge things. They are a resource hub for the whole entire state. If you call their number at Illinois Joining Forces and you're needing car repairs, if you're needing resources in rural areas, they're there to connect you with them. They're also a huge sponsor with K9s For Veterans. I've met Terry there. He didn't know me before I even worked at VAC. I was actually volunteering.
We talk about Terry Prince?
Yes, Terry Prince. He's a great guy.
Yes, he
Does
is.
a lot for veterans. Normally you hear people talking about stuff, but he's talk and action. And he's been great with IDVA, Illinois Joining Forces, turning Illinois around, getting veterans where they need to go. He's been a huge help in DuPage County with deploying different VSOs through the surrounding areas. And a VSO is a veteran service
I was just
officer,
getting ready to ask.
because there's some people that are like, Brittany, you have so many acronyms, and in the military world, you know there's a lot of acronyms. So a veteran service officer, they're there to file benefits for these veterans, whether it be pension, aid in attendance, service-connected, non-service-connected related disabilities, getting people ready for that next chapter. And some people didn't even know that they qualified for it, whether it be ringing in the ear, hearing loss, or even some mental health issues that happen in service that they didn't even know about, that they're finding out 8 years later that, hey, this is what's going on with my body and this is going on in my head. So we have a huge, great support system. Oh, and I can't even leave out Vet Center. Vet Center is huge. They are at our rally points as well, and they're part of our mental health part of that program. So we just had mental health as well, services that we see when we are at these rally points, and we really want to make sure veterans feel comfortable being around these people at these hubs.
That's fantastic. That's really fantastic. Let's talk about the women's event coming up.
Yes. July 22nd, we are having a VBA claims clinic similar to the one in April, but we are bringing it to DuPage County in Oak Brook. It's at the Church of Christ in Oak Brook. And we are having VBA, IDVA.
Okay, here we go with
I know, right? The Veterans Benefits Administrative. We're having regional office from Chicago coming out physically to the property, helping with the claims with IDVA, which is Illinois Department of Veterans Affairs. That's under Terry Prince, and Robert Iverson's our regional manager up here. He'll be having their VSOs. We're having our VFW, Veterans of Foreign Wars, State Department coming out with their VSO. And then we're also having the regional office in Chicago's very own American Legion headquarters coming out as well, bringing VSOs for our women. We're also having a pampering session where there's going to be facials, braids, Reiki, chair massages. We're pampering these women to give back, because it's our 250th birthday, and what better way is for our women to get pampered, right? And so we have a huge sponsor. We had the Medal of Honor, Alan Lynch, sponsoring this event. He kind of did something similar to a women's event, a little more down key. He had women shopping and things like that, but we wanted to take it a step further and do some pampering and bring this VSO claims clinic together. And what's really going to be great is CMP exams. We all know veterans are like, what is a CMP exam? It takes forever for them to get it. Well, we finally have a mobile unit coming out with QTC, and they're going to be able to do CMP exams. If you are in with Lidos, they will be sending in an appointment to boost it, to move it forward. So if you already had one booked out a couple months out, they're going to give you an opportunity to come on to the Oak Brook site and get your exam done right then and there for your service connection disability.
Right.
So a lot of these things for women we're going to try to streamline, and they're talking about having ratings as quick as a month coming out, if not sooner.
Oh, that would be fantastic.
Right.
Usually it's a 6 month.
6 month to a year, if not longer, depending on it. So Lidos is bringing in general medicine, they're bringing in mental health, they're bringing in audiology, and they're just bringing in a lot of different medical CMP providers for those different ones. So it's gonna be a great time. We're leading it with a virtual aspect, and we really like it because our county is even allowing our IT to come out. They are donating their IT for this event in case of any complications or whatnot. They don't want anything to go wrong. So we're having the church's IT, the county's IT. We're making sure everything is safe, encrypted, and having it with Illinois encryption, federal encryption, so that way our female veterans know that their stuff is trusted with great organizations and great team members. And what's even better is you get to bring your children. And so women, especially single moms, we want to feel pampered, and we can't leave our kids unattended. So we have some certified teaching professionals that'll be there to help with childcare. We're also feeding them. It's going to be like a 2-story little gymnasium. We're having Veterans Path to Hope coming out with video gaming systems. I know a lot of veterans love video gaming. I'm not a video gamer, but
Nor
am I. My board president actually video games, and he's about 80 years old. So he inspired me on this. And then McHenry County, because I went up there one day, and Josh Derone, he leads this gaming community, and they video game from all over the country. And it just brings more camaraderie to the veterans and bringing that awareness for mental health. So they're coming out all the way from McHenry to support this event, support the children, bring out events for women. It's going to be a great time, that women's event.
Now, how did the women find out about this, though?
So we just went up to Great Lakes, so we wanted our sailors, even our active women who are up at Great Lakes, to participate. So we went out and talked to Captain Steve, so he's up there. He has me emailing. We have it through social media. We're putting it through all of the American Legions, VFWs, but it's word of mouth, right? Marketing is very scarce in this veteran community, and we're hoping that bringing these things to light, like coming on your show and bringing the newspapers out and just volunteering your time in different aspects to just spread the awareness. Because these women at the end of the day fought for our country, signed on the dotted line, and they deserve to be pampered for once.
I totally agree with you. I mean, when I was I was years ago, it was kind of rough for the women. I mean, we really didn't let them, we didn't allow them to do a lot. Nowadays, they're flying F-18s. They're
going to Ranger School,
right?
Air Assault, you name it.
They took a big part in the military. Yeah, it's about time that we do start taking care of the women aspect of it. All right, let's talk about. I heard you got this big vaccine thing going with animals. Yes.
So May 3rd, we put on a pet vaccine clinic at Earthwise Pets in Naperville with VFW, Naperville, and then District 4, Eva Marie Duff's, I said that wrong, VFW District 4 Commander Eva Marie Duff also came out and participated in this. We had K9s For Veterans that was out. We had Paws for Veterans who was handling all the vaccines. We had microchips from donated to us. We had year-round rabies and lipo, I think it is, and border tails. We had all these different vaccines for our felines and our dogs. And we vaccinated over 75 dogs, and we saw over 40 veterans that day. Mind you, there was a storm that day, so many of them didn't show up. So this fall, we are bringing it back again to Naperville at the Earthwise Pets this fall. We're going to put on another date. We're finalizing a date coming soon. It will be on a Sunday again. And we're going to bring out our VSOs with Illinois Department of Veterans Affairs. Terry Prince was there again. He is such a huge animal lover and a huge veteran supporter, especially thinking outside the box, trying to help veterans. Because as you know, with vaccines, it can be $200, $400 just for one single dog, depending on the pounds, right? Because
Right.
I have a 70-pound dog. I had a 7-pound dog. So they range, but I know some of my friends have like a 150-pound dog. So there's some big boys out there, and I know those things cost money. And so that's one of the things that is great about the community is having those donations and the pet vaccines and bringing that back before the holiday season. That way we can get a burden off of these families knowing that, one, their pets are vaccinated, two, that they have extra cash during that holiday season to give to their children and their families and loved ones to celebrate. So we really want to give back to our community. So it's a great time. And we have people, I think it was like 8 or 10 people that had no idea how to enroll in a service animal and how to obtain it. And they have diagnosis and disabilities, not saying mental health, but physical ailments as well. And we were there to be able to help them navigate that system as a veteran and also provide them mental health resources in case things happen. So that pet vaccine was really a success. And now I'm seeing other people in the community really wanting to bring that to their community, which is great. We want we want people to reach out and even bring it all the way to the Mississippi Valley, all the way to Rock Island, and all the way to Wisconsin. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. How do you pay for all this?
Sponsorships. So we are a government entity. We don't go and ask people.
Right.
So what happens is all these people, we sit around, people ask about ideas, and this was all an idea. We had Paws of a Veteran. We had Andrea. She really wanted to do a pet vaccine. She did it before in Carroll Stream at my superintendent's American Legion post, and she was such a success. And I brought it to Michael Tellerino, with the CEO of K9s For Veterans, and he really liked that idea as well. And I told him about service animals and a lot of people not knowing about how to get a service animal out there. So we teamed up with another nonprofit, with 2 different animal nonprofits, to make this happen. And then the combat veterans with the VFW really stepped up, because there's a lot of combat veterans that really love their animals like their own children. They're their fur babies. I know I have my fur baby. And so we really wanted to take that another step forward. And the month of May is their service month, acts of service. So we really wanted to highlight VFW with their acts of service. They do amazing things in our community all the time, whether it be the Naperville Post, the Wheaton Post, Wooddale Post, all of our great VFWs in our community really putting forth an effort for our kids, our families, our local communities, and such a huge aspect. So that's one of the ones that I really like, is the pet vaccines, because you see a difference when you see someone's donations going to a cause. We had former supervisors foundation donate microchips for veterans, and he's a huge animal lover, and we just said, if you want to donate, we would love this to happen. And he just said, okay, tell me who I need to talk to. And so we really look at different aspects, whether it's a community or whether it's the medication company itself, because there's always donations coming in from it. And unless you ask, you won't ever know.
Right, exactly.
So the Naperville, some of the VFW members asked those questions, and they got the answers they needed, and they hosted it. We were happy to put in and ask for Heinz VA to come out. Heinz VA talked about the VSO being on the spot filing claims, and then we broadcasted the feline part of it, but we're really trying to make it so we're all on the same page and we're all supporting each other. One mission, one goal, veterans at the end of the day. And so just getting it out there together from the VA to the local governments to our own VAC to the nonprofits. It takes a community to reach our veterans.
You know, you were talking about helping the veterans out with like housing or say something's wrong with their house or they need like a fence repaired or something.
Yes.
Can you explain a little bit about that?
So there's many different organizations. Naperville Response to Veterans is a huge one when it comes to home repairs, and DuPage Habitat for Humanity. And so we've utilized that. We're very fortunate in our county to have those different aspects. And then also when we're looking at DuPage Senior Citizens Council, they have yard cleanup for seniors. And so that's really huge when we're talking about a lot of our seniors going over that hurdle of physical ailments where they cannot cut their lawns or trim some of their weeds, right?
Right.
And so we don't want them to get violations. And we really want to work with our veterans, because why are we ticketing our veterans for violations, especially if they're disabled? So DuPage Senior Citizens Council really helps with that. Naperville Response has some great repairs. They put on an awesome honor luncheon in, I believe it was May. Yes,
I think
April.
it was.
Yeah, April, end of April or May. And they do great things in our county. It's not just our county. Actually, Naperville Response goes all the way 20-mile radius. So they'll go into Will County, they'll go into some of Cook County as well, just 20-mile radius from Naperville.
I know, I can't remember that gentleman's name. You know, and if I'm not, correct me if I'm wrong, it's pretty much free too.
Yes.
It's all free for
You
these
just have to
veterans.
do an application on their
Right.
Naperville's Response website, yes.
You know, he explained it a little bit to me, and see, that's another thing that needs to get out there because, you know, especially after all these storms and everything with all the like the privacy fences that came down, the roofs and everything. That's another resource that needs to get out there and spread around and everything.
Absolutely. 211 is a good resource for our DuPage County. DuPage County Community Service. So before I went on the VAC side of things, I actually worked for our county on the civilian side for
Okay.
intake and referral. Steve got a gem on that one. I'll thank him later. But no, we went on the civilian side, so I did some of their disasters with tornadoes and storm repairs. So we handled emergency assistance, and we worked with Red Cross, who helps with emergency assistance. So we really want to tell people, whoever is affected by these storms, make sure you reach out to the Red Cross, because that's their first step into contacting a lot of our government funding for them to get that funding for these veterans in those type of emergencies, whether it be a local fires, right, floodings, the tornadoes that happen. Those are all different things, and one of the huge partners we have is with Red Cross. And it's been very smooth sailing for some of us when Red Cross, our county, our VAC all work together. And it should be a blended system.
It should be, but
It should be, but
sometimes it's not. It's
correct.
not.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, Michael Tellerino, he won that award from the Red Cross,
Yes,
which
he
was
did.
really, really nice.
Yes.
Again, so you have to have a website out there. Let's
Yes.
tell everybody about this website.
So you can go to our DuPageCounty.gov/VAC, and you'll be able to find up all our upcoming events. Like August 25th is my superintendent's big resource fair. We'll have over 90 vendors there, including this DMV. So if you're looking for your license plate decal, a real ID, you don't have to be a veteran to attend this resource event. We're talking civilians can go to the DMV at that site at the 421 building auditorium and get your real ID. Just bring your documents that are on the Secretary of State's website that you need your real ID or your license plate sticker stuff, and you bring it here and they'll be able to get that taken care of. You could even register it online. So if you go to the Secretary of State's website, you'll be able to register for our August 25th resource fair to obtain those documents. And then you can go on our Facebook page with the Veterans Assistance Commission of DuPage County, and that's where they'll be.
All right. You know what, Brittany? This half hour went by way too fast, girl.
Way too fast.
Way too fast. So what I'm going to say is I got to get you back here because this was a blast. You're always fun to be with anyways.
Yes.
You're a great woman.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
You're the best.
Oh, thank you. All right, folks, that's going to be our show for tonight. I will have Brittany back, I promise, because we have a lot more to discuss on what this magnificent woman does for our veterans.
Pleasure.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. Enjoy. Have a safe night. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.